Championship Sunday started! Yeah, what a beautiful day it is. And I know Call of Duty fans all around the world is ready to get this one started. It's a big money matchup. It's your winner bracket finals. And the first team coming to the stage ready to combust like hot fire from the south, it's your boys from Atlanta.
100 racks up in my safe. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say. I got Gucci on my belt, but my pants sag. Wouldn't be surprised if my biggest hater made a fan page. You taking orders from your boss, you man-made. Grown at getting touched up by the handshake. Don't think you hear me right, let me clear my throat. 100 racks up in my safe. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Atlanta FaZe! We got the man MC, the Tiny Terrors, Simp and aBeZy, and Thanos. I give to you, Atlanta FaZe.
The only team left unscathed in this tournament, flawless in groups, and they found themselves in a winner's final. This is a team that has went up against Seattle 5 times in a row, and they've beaten them. They still have their work cut out for them. Can they make it to a grand final? Blaze, let's bring out their opponents.
We'll see if they can, but their opponents, they ready to get this flow started. We'll see if they can stay cool, calm, and collected and be like water, because here comes Seattle from the coast. Ladies and gentlemen, get loud for the Seattle Surge! We got the son of Poseidon, Simp! The Iceman, Accuracy! Big Daddy Mack and Pretty Boy Brad, the Seattle Surge!
The Surge is locked and the crowd is loud for Seattle. However, it is time to drown them out. Blaze, it is winners finals time. Let's get it started.
Raleigh, we got a steamy matchup on our hands. Y'all ready to go? I'm ready to get it. Merc, Maven, let's get this one going.
All right, yeah, this is, listen, you can throw everything this year out the window and I'd still be pumped for this, because if you were following last year and you watched Champs last year, this matchup led to 2 of the most memorable series of all time. Like that crazy Tuscan hardpoint where you saw it, like the intro clip. It was absolutely nuts. When these guys collide, moments are made.
Yeah, it feels that way, right? But I mean, you know, for Seattle Surge, really turn things around here on land to get to this, but let's not forget they matched up in groups, right? It was a 3-0 to Atlanta FaZe, but it felt like after that loss, it felt like Seattle Surge came alive. They're starting to play at a much higher level, where Atlanta FaZe, this is business as usual. Back to a winner's final, back to top 3, and they will never be satisfied until they're holding that trophy.
I mean, the story last year was what? Second. Just over and over and over again. They're getting close. I know you have the change with Slasher coming in, but okay, how much stock in you know, when you were playing, competing, if you had a situation like this where you either 3-0'd or got 3-0'd in group play, how much did that matter for you later on, days later in the bracket?
No, I mean, they're going to know that Seattle maybe didn't play their best, right? And they know what the Seattle team has. They're going to just pretty much forget about that. Maybe the vetoes, you know, maybe there's a couple of changes, but you're going to have some of those maps that were in that first series. So FaZe is going to be like, yeah, we're comfortable. We'll play them on whatever. It's up to Seattle Surge then on what they decide to do.
Because I know that's always been a thing in like major sports. It's like that saying, it's like hard to beat a team multiple times. It just is, because you change, you adapt, you learn from a loss. I mean, losing is learning. It's the reason that's been a saying forever. Now, can you learn from it? And I guess I feel like Surge, deeper in the tournaments is when we see them come alive. They get this far, that is where they bring the heat, bring the passion. It's going to be tough to deal with. But I mean, I'm just hoping, I guess I'm just trying to spin a story where it's not a 3-0. I just want to have a banger, right?
Yeah, you saw there the maps and modes. The only thing is that, you know, there was a little change up for Seattle Surge. They're going to actually veto that hotel search and destroy. So it's going to be embassy. We're going to be sticking with this. But one of the keys we kind of talked about with FaZe was like, man, search and destroy the way it is, like, does it hurt them, right? They're such a complex search team. It's what
they want to be.
They want to be. Right. I mean, they've won 5-6 in a row, so they are dominating in that game mode, led by aBeZy. We'll see if they can keep that going. But into our map number 1, hard point. They have Atlanta FaZe, Seattle Surge going at it.
And one thing that'll be interesting to watch from Surge, which has kind of been a narrative for them throughout the course of this, and we talked about it a bunch yesterday, they sometimes get in this like loop of they have to break late in a hard point. They can test it big in the final 20-25 seconds. They're gonna rotate and break again, and rotate and break again, and rotate and break again. And they get enough time that they're able to keep it close, but it's just like this unending cycle, it feels like at times for them.
Yeah, and I think yesterday too, what did we see in map number 1 was sort of Pred having a slow map, and you're going to need Pred and Simp early on, but this is gonna take a team effort. And in the first series, it was really Mack and accuracy that did struggle. But from what we've seen from that moment on, they've been the ones who have been consistent, playing well. They don't have to be superstars, that's not their job. But they have to fight Gunny with Gunny and Simp right now, somehow alive. Will get taken down as both teams fight for P2 control.
I think that's a good point because I think accuracy needs to play with that same swagger and confidence that we saw yesterday. Because when he has been exposed at times and maybe struggled in some maps like last year, it was against the top competition like this, like going against the OpTics, going against the FaZe, that have that insane talent. I want to see what I saw yesterday. He's ego challenged, he's winning fights, he's playing smart, but the confidence was there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think this game kind of plays to his style a little bit more than what we saw last year.
Certainly.
And Simp with the tack, a lot of tacks out right now. Everybody just fighting over control, but Seattle Surge, as Simp locking down, trying to get to the hill. A little bit of a 20-point lead, but on that rotation, you're gonna have accuracy working over towards that tennis court alongside Pred. We'll see if they can get to that. And well, that's gonna be 3 dead. In Atlanta FaZe, they kind of go for this one last time. We'll see where the spawns come in, and Simp is able to win another one. He's now on 5 in a row.
I mean, really, it's just not a lot of timer. And you take a look at the play clock, you already got a minute 15 off of it because it's just been fighting around the hard point. No one able to stay alive inside for any amount of time, but the Mack attack we go, and well, the headshot comes through. Mack probably feels like he got choked a bit, but he gets dropped, and then Simp. The multi-kills can be so massive, he's able to do it. He's got the cover of the trophy, Cell looking over, staying up at the point.
Yeah, and that's huge for Atlanta FaZe. As you said, yeah, I think those first couple of hills can be pretty scrappy. This one, though, a lot of time can be earned. You're gonna see accuracy, trying to maybe find an angle with Simp through office. But nobody really contesting, as aBeZy's able to find one, and still accuracy, just trying to find the angle. Here comes Mack from the other side. Maybe that opens things up, but Simp, he's got his trophies down. He's got, just earning all this time.
And with FaZe so far, like this weekend, the rotation percentage hasn't been great. Like, they're not first to the point a lot, but once they get in and get set up, they've been locking it down. Their whole percentage has been nuts. I mean, this has always been a break-heavy team. I know you change like one player, but that's kind of always been their thing.
I mean, yeah, Simp and aBeZy, if they can break, that's what they're going to try to do. They just play with such great aggression. Is Atlanta FaZe able to find pretty much 50 to 60 points there on that third hill. So we head into office. Seattle Surge, the first team's there. Cell just controlling this backside. He's going to have aBeZy pushing all the way through as well, and now they're going to start their push. Simp just trying to get the info, trying to give his teammates any call-outs that he can. Here comes the trades on the hill.
And those types of one-on-ones are where I get a little bit worried, I guess. Like, when you are accuracy on the heady, on the desk, Cellium shouldn't win that. But he does. He just rips his head right off of it, and accuracy's struggling right now. He's 3 and 7. I mean, he's gonna need to step it up.
Yeah, but Mack, though, he is stepping up. As he's able to lock that hill down, it comes down to a 1 versus 2. Mack, he was able to win it. That's gonna lead to some time for the Seattle Surge, but you do have Pred already inside a kitchen. He's got Simp and aBeZy pushing his way.
Yeah, I guess I'm saying he needs to step it up. It's basically a tie game. Not that much different, but Cellium, Pred, they trade a couple of doubles. Who's remaining at the point for the final few seconds? It will be FaZe. Then rotation, you really have one player there. It's just going to be Cellium all by his lonesome accuracy, able to push that out. Now, what can they do with this? 2 players going to drop in transitions. They got to cut across the map. Slasher, Simp, they find the entries. The Vast Devs popping off right now for Atlanta FaZe. Back into the point they go. There's a break, because it didn't look good early on, but as I say that, the nades come through and surge right back in.
I mean, Simp has been fantastic at breaking kills. I know he's got 10 kills. Not leading the way, but so many of his kills have felt impactful. And he's gonna fly on through as well. He's got Slasher right next to him to get him on the hill. Cellium pulls out another Vazim to try to keep up that pressure, but it's just Slasher, the nade, not gonna connect as Pred able to dodge it now on 5 in a row. Still a back and forth battle.
Yeah, up to 15, leading all players right up there with Mack. See if he can earn the precision. One close, what a snap it is. aBeZy gonna get sliced in half as the shots are on point. The streak is earned, and Pred continues to be on a tear. Now Daddy up, that was like one of the few gunfights that actually lasted a little while, which isn't very common in this game.
I don't even know how his bullets were connected. It was just so odd as he hit the drop shot, but able to recenter his Simp as he finds that one. And again, just a situation where nobody really on the hill right now on this P1, just playing for map control is both teams.
And I mean, the play clock, not really something that's been much of a concern in this game, but we'll keep an eye. He's still 3 minutes left, should be.
Yeah, it was like 3:15 or 3:30 after like the first couple of hills, and then everyone got all the time, right?
Yeah,
just kind of stays right around that 3 minutes. As Pred is just finding multi-kill after multi-kill. Him and Simp to open it up.
Pred is so fun to watch. What an absolute monster on the map. Another gunfight though. Speaking of monsters, that's aBeZy back in his bag. As he'll win that chow. See the lock on the minimap. We begin to move the hard point. The fights will get ready to go down. Slasher at one truck, accuracy at the other. Mack inside the point, trophy up.
And I love that little play from Mack. He just knows that there's a big push coming from inside through the bathroom. He gets off the hill, is able to help his teammate with one, but Slasher's gonna get pushed up now. Now you have aBeZy, it's his turn, just trying to play his life, trying to buy time, somehow able to find 2. I think it's a little bit of help there, but that's gonna be all 4 dead for Seattle Surge.
Yeah, this should be some healthy and uncontested time, at least for a moment for FaZe. It kind of started with Slasher, I think, picking accuracy off the truck. That's the first domino that aBeZy does aBeZy-like things. Yeah, you got a couple more in the magazine, and that one maybe you take, but not going to happen. Speaking of running out of bullets, this time it's going to happen to aBeZy. But the most significant lead we've seen thus far. Not massive by any means, but you're getting up to around 50-point advantage.
Yeah, nice break from Atlanta FaZe leads to this, but now you have an opportunity here. Sim and accuracy already at P3. Pred locking down in the middle of the map, just trying to get aggressive, trying to cut off the reinforcements. There's another double for that man.
Accuracy, the woes still continue. He's getting the hardpoint time, but he's on 7 and 15 right now.
We've seen that this weekend. It just feels like this is going to be a game where someone at some point is just going to be having a tough time.
No, 100%, but I'm just curious if he'll be able to start winning more of these AR on AR fights, and as that rotation came in, he was able to take out Slasher as he was coming across out of Mack's POV. Tack out and ready, tack out and waiting, but Cellium there for the fast trade and flying up the steps. Going to be Simp again. The pre-fire continues in another multi. The multis from Simp for aBeZy and then Pred on the other side of it, huge.
Too. It's when those are coming in. Yeah, I mean, Pred up to 25. And again, Simp is the one who finds that, allows them to break the hill. Isn't going to earn them a ton of time, but it's going to keep that 40-point lead.
Let's see if Pred can have another moment. Trying to cut them out. It's just the movement there. I thought like a little bait and switch was going to be perfect, but Pred ready for it. aBeZy able to get out. Teammate Slasher sacrifice, but aBeZy ultimately lives to see another day. He's gonna find another kill onto accuracy on the tail end of that, but surging back into it. Now we're Surge at 160, down 20 points, still fighting and battling. Accuracy allows one through on the cross. So a contest inside for a moment to chow out. Accuracy ready and waiting.
Hey, they're doing a really good job just finding that last player, right? Like aBeZy was trying to stay alive in the back, wait for reinforcements. But this just staggers the push. This is really the first team push for Atlanta FaZe with 20 seconds left.
Really
now,
nice hold.
Just like that,
really
we're gonna
nice
have
hold.
a lead change coming in as we head on over towards Kitchen. You're gonna have Mack try to set up, but Simp, aBeZy, they're gonna find a couple of rotation kills. There's Pred, the madman. He's got Deddy if he wants to pop it, just trying to find anything.
But that was the hold. I mean, you allow another break, you might start to see that lead get blown wide open, but suddenly you have a 12-point advantage if you are Surge. Now, what can Pred do? It's 3 in a row. Looking for another angle. Everybody tucked away inside, but Mack's gonna get one on the other end of it. A chance now for Surge to collapse around the point. And here we go, right in they will go. The FaZe members back up. Simp with a chance for another multi-kill, but he's gonna play his life for now, and it's Pred on the hunt. And Simp just all over the map, but Pred, he reads it and gets the second on the tail end of it. 5 in a row, 31 kills. Surge making the run.
I mean, Seattle Surge right now, the way they are playing this map these last couple of hills, they're winning for one another. They're taking their time on the breaks, and then they're also, again, staggering the pushes of Atlanta FaZe, making this messy, but the slaying has just started to lean one way. It's Mack and Pred leading the way. Mack up to 4 in a row. You had a big spree. Oh my, Mack with the turn on to Simp.
What in the world? I didn't even think it was him that got the kill at first. I thought somebody helped him, but just Mack continuing to make the plays. 18 points now needed for Surge. FaZe, not that far behind, but you're gonna need some big play moments from one of the more decorated teams in the world. Cellium, there's the first. Pred with the drop shot, taking the head clean off of Simp. 235 now and going. FaZe have got to make the break. This might be one of their final opportunities to do so. Simp shutting them down. Slasher with the opening. Someone's got to get near the point, but they got them out of it at least for now. But right back in goes Surge. Someone's got to make a play towards the hard point. We got 25 seconds remaining on this. Finally, FaZe able to get into it. It looks like they're holding on to the time for now.
And I think if you're a FaZe, you're just trying to get this over to P2. You have Cellium top master trying to lock this down, and he's going to have 4 in a row, keeping them off this hill. A couple of more seconds, but on rotation, it is all Seattle Surge. All the white arrows are alive down there. Now you have to go if you're Atlanta FaZe. Cellium, he's going to be the first one up to try to make the play, and he does. He's going to be able to find one. That's now 5 in a row. Atlanta FaZe in the hill. Here comes the challenge for Pred and accuracy. It's Pred able to take him down.
aBeZy though gets him out of the hard point for now, goes to Chow, but deep in the trunk, it's accuracy, and he wins a big one. Able to take Simp out of it, 5 points to go. Surge back in, Cellium flying forward, stun going to hit, can't get there in time, and Surge, they take the map 1. And it really, for me, is like, FaZe was breaking well, but then there was a moment where Surge just held and didn't allow those breaks to come through. And you said it, they're waiting for each other. They're playing together marvelously.
I mean, that P4 and P5, it's the P4 hold, almost a full 60 inside of aBeZy, over to P5 where they had to rely on a break, and they got it. They got a break. It was Pred and Big Mack. We just saw so many plays from those two, and that is just what you can see out of Mack at times. I know it's Pred who leads the way with almost a 40 bomb, but Mack right behind him with 33. That is the power of this squad. You have a flex player like him and just take over. Also 2 minutes and 16 seconds in the hill.
And that's just, I mean, huge in the sense of, like, you got 3-0 to groups, you want to come out and send a message map 1. You're able to take it if you're Surge, and now it's like, all right, if you were FaZe, and maybe, I don't think they were crazy enough to think they were going to cruise through this. They knew they were going to have a battle, but you let them know. You come in and get a massive win. As we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the map 1 and get prepped for the search and destroy. But that was a fun one. I thought after Cellium got that 1 kill, he was like the lone man. I was like, all right, this might go down to the wire. I thought we were gonna have like a 250, 245 type game.
Yeah, you had what, right around like a 40 to 50 point lead. I think right around this point where Simp is able to come in and get this break. But there you can see it goes from, you're right around 150 with Seattle Surge. They turn it into an office hold. Then it's Pred, it's Mack inside a kitchen, putting up some highlights. And then they just take their time again, right? They know all the pressure is on Atlanta FaZe. You had Pred able to get in, accuracy holding down this back truck, making sure the Tax could not find the angles. You had a trophy down from Mack, making sure he's safe. And there we go.
I think a lot of those types of fights early on, accuracy was struggling. Like some of those long-range fights against Cellium, against Slasher, he started out around double negative. He really started picking up. And I think those big one-on-one fights, he started to win a lot of them down the stretch. And I mean, that wasn't everything. The subs were obviously making it easier, but he won some big ones down the stretch, 100%.
Man, when you're winning those rotations and then you can get into your spots, that's when the AR is like, you want Simp and aBeZy to run at you, right? Like, I'm going to be on those headies, and I think you saw it. I think aBeZy finishes around like -10, 21, and 30. They really shut down Simp, didn't allow him to have those double kills. that turned into a break. Again, just the teamwork from Seattle Surge. The last half of that game was unbelievable.
So we're going to take a look at the S&D through Major 1 for these two teams. The first blood percentage is one thing that really stands out, and that was something we saw yesterday. I mean, Surge were able to win.
Look at the bottom number. Listen, 94% post-play and win percentage. That is unreal from FaZe. The one loss as well for Seattle Surge is to FaZe.
And that can obviously be very map dependent at times, but like for Surge yesterday, in the match we had versus NYSL, remember they had like 5 of the first bloods. NYSL did, but Surge had to bring it back. Like they had at least 3v4s where they were able to bring it back, 2v4 they were able to bring back. I don't know if you can rely on that in this matchup. Like you're going to need to be a little bit better on the first blood front, I think.
Yeah, and then even for FaZe, 3v4 win percentage, they're almost winning half of those rounds when they lose a first blood. So it feels like when you just look at the last couple of years with FaZe, even back to Cold War, when they were their most dominant, it was this game mode. This was the game mode that they had figured out. When they tend to struggle and lose in the finals, it's search and destroy.
Yeah, I mean, they were the best search team for years. They were, and then it just has not been the case. Let's see if they can get back to it this year. Well, that also is a big part of why Slasher at the end of that stage is on this team now.
That's what you would think. Yep.
He was terrific last year. You know, we did a podcast with him and chatted with him, and he was sort of talking about expectations coming in with this team, and he's like, they would just want me to rock. They want me to be myself and help a bit in search and destroy where I think I can help them. Here we go. Winners final. Get it done.
And I think a lot of that is just like, a lot of the times, Simp and aBeZy, Cell, like these guys have very, well, I mean, they win so much. Their play styles don't change that often, right?
Yeah.
I think Slasher could be that set of eyes to help them make those mid-game adjustments. Get them thinking a little bit differently.
And sometimes a little easier, like a role like that, when you're like the AR, to kind of see what's going wrong. Like,
No, 100%.
Kind of read the map and watch it. Yeah.
Right, he just wants to get to his spot and then just kind of wait. He likes to play for those picks.
Well, big map too. As we get right into it, we'll stay here on Embassy. At times called the first blood god. Can he find anything? Sib has been on point with the snipe. Got a chance to make some noise too, but it's Simp just finding too early. A hit marker, I believe, on the Simp, or he just hit the vehicle. But they get chopped down quick, and that is Simp just making plays very quickly. Pred left alone. But I mean, it was Pred and accuracy here on this map yesterday that brought them back so many times. So many clutch moments.
Yeah, it's just going to be so tough because I think everybody on the side of FaZe has attacked, right? So they're just going to take these long sight lines. You're going to have everyone stacked together where Cell's just trying to get info. The other two, they're just hanging out. Like, this is my band. It's like a car show for those two.
Yeah. We got bombed down. Let's chill.
And again, aBeZy has been leading the way back to his S&D prowess. He's got like a 1.7 in search and destroy. And when he's doing that, opening up rounds, I mean, this is
Simp
this
really
stuff.
got the two to get it going. But yeah, Simp, either of them, they can do it.
A lot of times for Surge, I mean, it's just been those adjustments, right? Just sort of playing the pace. They try to go pretty quick over towards A that round, but immediately shut down.
Well, Simp with a terrific start in the last round. Gonna play it slow for now. aBeZy, moving out the window. First gunfight, Simp tagged up, but going to play his life. The nade,
if that goes in, that might be a kill.
Might have been.
But he's gonna turn this right into the plan. I mean, listen, when you're this player, you're probably gonna take it down, just try to buy time. But you're saying, listen guys, I get the bomb planted, this is on you. But Simps can actually get aggressive here. Try to help him out, and aBeZy's gonna find that first blood. They're trying to hunt this duo down, not easy. Just the bait and the switch from Simp and aBeZy. They find all 3 kills, maybe number 4. I don't know who got it, but that is what Simp and aBeZy do. They did it in round 1, they do it here in round 2.
Yeah, they're dancing, man. Just beautiful chemistry.
Oh yeah, they get them all.
Between these two, just ripping everyone from that post plan. You got to think at this point and how long they've been playing together like a sub role. They probably have to talk to each other that much in some of these sequences.
Just telepathically.
Yeah. It's like they're twin brothers. Like, I know what you're doing. You hit left, I got right. But Surge on the back foot early in this one, but you got the massive map 1 win, so still feeling all right. But you've got 1 kill to go so far. Pred, that's it. Oh, there we go, around the edge. aBeZy ripped out of a nice shot by Simp.
And you saw that trophy go down, so not able to nade this player on the cross. Bomb being planted by Mack, he heard that door open. And Simp, that was a very aggressive position with that snipe, able to connect. But now you're relying on Simp and Slasher. Slasher with Denny pop. Mack goes for the gunfight, he's able to win it. Fred in the corner, gonna shut the round down. But it starts with Simp and Mack just working that objective. And Simp going for that shot.
Yeah, he hits it. I'll tell you one way to not have to worry about dealing with that duo and Simp and aBeZy is pick one with a snipe early in the round. Just get him out of it.
And it relies on that trophy getting there. A lot of the times you don't have fast hands going down, right? We've seen
just get drilled by nades as you're trying to toss it out.
And even then, I mean, even if you don't find that kill, that weakens those players up. Even for aBeZy, that's one bullet, right? Then maybe that turns into a first blood for you. But making sure that trophy is in a good spot to deal with those nades.
Speaking of trophies, one out for Simp. Takes his time around the edge, and Cellium, he rarely hesitates to challenge snipers. He loves to do it. Nearly picks one there, but not gonna happen. One down.
Yeah, aBeZy able to find that first blood, but quickly traded by accuracy. Cell, yeah, he's gonna try to take these fights. Try to give you a little bit of flinch on that first bullet. But aBeZy finds one, and then right behind him is Simp to give them that man advantage, but Pred just hanging out. He's able to spot that. He gets the info.
Love it. 2 versus 2 now. 40 seconds to go. Slasher takes the fight. Now on to Simp. Getting tagged up, gets dropped FaZe. They will take the round. What happened in the 2v2?
I mean, Slasher just gets behind them, right? He works right up through P1. They don't see him. It's like Pred was able to sneak on through, but they had no info on Slasher. As Slasher wins that first gunfight, I think Cell had the crossfire come in. He weakens up Simp. Simp was going for that chow. But they take him down. Just nice teamwork from this team in Atlanta FaZe right now. I mean, Cell's hanging out. He's 0-1, just having a great time.
He's just pulling attention to the
Yeah, he's just making sure Simp's looking at him.
Yeah, yeah. Darley nades out, and that's kind of an example of what we were just talking about. Like, the trophy timing can be awkward for when the nades come in, and that's them hitting right as it's getting tossed.
But they turn this around. They turn this around. At least now a 2 versus 2. But Cell, he pulls out the snipe. Now the info over to him. His Mack is all by his lonesome. aBeZy hits the stun. aBeZy trying to find the shots, and Cell is there with the pistol.
You think Cell up that last round was just like, I'm annoyed dealing with this. I'm just gonna pull it out.
I'm a plus that myself.
But yeah, a lot of times we'll see that from kind of the offensive push building, and it's just, yeah, I mean, it's funny you said that, and then like the next round it basically happens. Just this awkward timing with the trophy toss.
And trophies, I mean, listen, we've all played it where you feel like you have a trophy close, the range isn't quite there. It's not the best trophy in COD history, let's just put it that way. It's also very heavy.
Yeah, very, very heavy. Charge on through the door, Simp at least able to get one before he's traded out. Getting aggressive on the other side to aBeZy. Inching his way forward. Holding in his accuracy, but he is gone. He tries to get the tack out, but aBeZy holds forward and drops him another round. That one done quickly. 5-1 advantage. They are cruising, and FaZe looking deadly in Search and Destroy.
That's what we talked about. They haven't lost a Surge for a reason right before this game started. They just look so comfortable. They know what they want to do on the map. And yeah, I mean, I think if Actually probably keeps pre-firing there, he might find the kill. Obviously, have a bit of a slower rate of fire gun in that tack, but he goes for the stun instead. And aBeZy's like, all right, well, I'm just going to chow.
Yeah.
That's what aBeZy does.
Yes. One more round needed. We're tied up 1-1. 6 up for Simp, 7 for aBeZy. Tiny Tears leading the way here. Cell still chilling at 2-1. One right over the top, tries to recenter and snap, but not quite able to do it. So aBeZy gone, bomb getting planted quickly. 4-on-3 advantage for Surge. You got 2 FaZe players starting to work the wide play.
That was an interesting round. Obviously, aBeZy's hitting that with attack. He's hoping stuns or nades go through so that he just has easy kills with the AR. That's not what happened. Slasher, though, trying to find a kill. Oh, that is accuracy, just laying by the door sometimes. Just laying down, as we have seen all weekend, is your best friend, and Seattle Surge gonna win that round.
Yeah, I was like on the POV, I was like, did he see him? No. Accuracy, sneaky like a snake, and able to get the kill. You get the second round now up for Surge. A lot of work to do still. Anything you've seen like that Surge really has seen to work on, some of these early parts of the rounds give themselves a better chance on them.
I mean, even last defense, right? They had the quick trade onto Simp. It just feels like when the rounds are slowing down, FaZe is finding where they need to go. They're finding like the openings in that defense. So maybe just group it up a little bit more on the defensive side.
It seems really one-dimensional at the break. But once you get these little 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 skirmishes, there is a little more room for playmaking ability. Yeah, you've seen some of that out of FaZe.
Yeah, just maybe giving them less space or giving them more space but being together on the side of Surge. And I know it's tough on a map like this where you're just trying to watch crosses. Mack trying to find aBeZy. aBeZy's gonna win that first blood. Now things are gonna slow down. Here comes the push. Accuracy and trying to work together, a little bait and switch. Slasher though, smartly just backs down.
Well, backs down and rotates, he gets a freebie. They're getting chopped to pieces. Accuracy, last guy up. FaZe completely in control of this search and destroy.
See, it's just one by one. There's no trades, there's no scenarios where they can help each other out. FaZe picking them apart. Accuracy, 35 seconds to work with. If he has bullets, that's another kill. Slasher a little lucky there.
Yeah, I mean, still a lot to do if he gets that kill, but nice centering, nice step from Accuracy, but not enough. FaZe, their dominance in search continues. They make it look easy. Not a lot of like crazy rounds to even get excited about it. It was just clean and clinical.
Just finding the openings. Obviously, Simp and aBeZy early on, just right from the get-go, just working some ridiculous rounds. Their teamwork on point, but it is a balanced effort from Atlanta FaZe. That's why their search has been so good.
Let's take a look at the overall stats. Yeah, I mean, you said Cellium was kind of vibing, but the other three, 686, right around the same damage, around 1,000. They played it well together. Seemed to be as a tighter unit compared to this, like you were saying with Surge, and they get it done. It's just not really close. And I think versus NYSL yesterday, it's sort of what I was saying before that started, like, if you go down a man, I don't know if you're going to have these crazy comeback type rounds against FaZe, and there weren't. There weren't the openings. They weren't giving them the freebies. Like when you got a first blood, if it wasn't an insta trade, there wasn't that like free kill that came through like we saw so many times for Seattle yesterday.
No, and again, just those sort of mid rounds, right? Like 30, 40 seconds left, whether it's 2v2s, 3v3s. FaZe knew exactly what they wanted to do on the map. Like they were very reactive. They were finding the openings, finding the kills.
It's just even little stuff like you said at the end of it, like when Slasher is holding an angle, he sees two people chow, just gets out of there. Like it's just not a fight you have to take. Don't need eagle chow, just get out of there, play your life, keep the numbers. They did a great job of it. But we will be tied up 1-1. Surge with an electric win in the opening hard point. Crowd getting hype, getting behind him, and just sort of shuts everybody up with the map too, because FaZe dominate the search and destroy. We're getting ready for a control map, the swing game. Who is going to be able to take control? Will it be Seattle Surge? Will it be Atlanta FaZe? At home or in the venue, do not go anywhere. More CDL action coming up next.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with a Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Hello, we are back and ready to get into it. aLLeY Cat, what a wonderful addition back to the desk. Family here enjoying the matches. It's awesome to see Mom Cat, Dad Cat, aLLeY Cat, all the cats.
The squad.
Yeah. We love you. Hope you guys are enjoying the matches. And now I'm hoping for things to, I felt like the hard point was little moments, like some hype plays, some crazy moments. The search just sort of like, FaZe has had that impact over the years where at times they've been so good they like take the wind out of a venue. Just because like it's so clinical, it seems so easy. They dominate a map and you're like,
if you look at the word clinical in the definition there, that you have like a...
Well, at the beginning of the CDL, we had that stat that we throw up all the time that people get mad at. It was just like showed every single mode, every single category was first. Like when they've been in their best, it's sometimes been hard to watch their cast because it's so good and so dominant.
You know,
but that was the search. Now we get to the control.
A lot of people in here are like, it's just like, can these guys just like lose every now and then?
Yeah, no.
It happened last year though. It did happen last year.
Just second after second. That's probably the big story here for me. Is just you're trying so hard to get a win. I mean, I'm sure it'd be amazing for Slashers coming into this field to do it at the first event with this unit. Map 3 now, underway. He just tried to stab someone from about 100 miles away.
Yeah, that'd be the old Commando Pro.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Imagine someone just dropped it. Like, okay, no, that
wouldn't surprise me.
Bug or a feature, huh?
Maybe it'll be in the next one, who knows?
aBeZy wrapping back. Simp that's able to get the kill though. The build-up though has gone towards A for now, at least for the side of Surge. They work forward towards this first bit of progress. Slasher was kind of a low man in that vicinity. And it looks like, for now, at least just setting up if you are FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta FaZe do a good job. Surge, they go for that B hit, which we see at the beginning every now and then. But hey, this has sort of been the meta, if you want to call it, of this control map where you have one player on it and both teams just trying to find map control. Where the defensive team, they're just going to send 1 to 2 players through these archways into restaurant and just sort of pick you apart, or at least try to make the game messy, but that will not happen. And it's going to come down to a B hold. And I feel like we really haven't seen too many crazy B holds, like one every now and then. It's really been the A holds on defense.
Well, they're very different. It's like A might be easier to kind of break, but you have to, it's harder to hold, right? You might have to deal with a couple of waves. Whereas B, it feels like you get 3-4 down, it's over. Like you just get set up and it's done. But while you have Simp in his top bedroom position, it is going to be real hard to make any progress onto B. So he's going to be a guy they're going to have to deal with first and foremost. You saw him pop down and get a second as well. Slasher playing for information, gets some info, gets a gunfight win to continue to stagger the build-up. aBeZy does the same thing in mid-map. And this is usually where the good B holds have come from. These type of kills, far from the point, setting them back and resetting them over and over and over again. So it feels like, oh my God, Joe, a minute's gone by, you haven't even got to push at the point. This has been terrific. Slasher has been clinical here.
Yeah, him and aBeZy, I mean, they're just locking down in the middle of the map. The one thing they just have to look out for is while this is going on, right, you see where they're spawning, you have to keep Simp alive in this area. As soon as bedroom control gets changed over towards the offensive team, that's when things get scary, because then you're caught out in the middle of the map. You don't have a lot of map control. You can see it already. 1 kill on his cell. You have 2 players near that B point. So Simp taking his time, waiting for his teammates to rotate on over and pick them apart.
Well, I like that because obviously he could peek it, but he knows there's somebody looming. Like, don't throw your life away. He knows what an important position it is, relies on a teammate to get the kill, and that's exactly what will happen. And now you've got an 8-life advantage to go with the fact there's only 40 seconds left. So far, so good. A wild gunfight, but that'll get Simp up to 4 in a row. Yeah, aBeZy to 5 in a row. Slasher to 3 in a row. They've been locking this down.
Yeah, just with this map control, you spawn them in kitchen. I mean, it just takes so long to get across the map, and you have to deal with players like aBeZy, trying to find the picks, trying to just stagger these pushes. Don't give you a 4-man push onto B. You do have Pred, who's gotten into a pretty solid position all the way towards bottom spa.
Nice win.
Able to win a gunfight. It's not over yet. Okay, Mack's able to fight Slasher. They're going to be on it. So you have bedroom control, and just like that, maybe an opportunity. Here comes a crossfire, though. aBeZy double headshot in. Only 3 lives remaining as Atlanta FaZe, they lock down B.
And for the most part, I mean, I guess I chalk it kind of up to those 2 one-on-one when Slasher got A side. Like at the beginning of that, like when you had what, minute 45, whatever it was on the clock to start to work towards B. Their gunfight's about 20 seconds apart or so, but like that just delayed the push so much, and then also Simp just lingering, right? You gotta worry about
Simp
him.
had like a double to really give him bedroom control, and after that, he just stayed there, jumping on the bed, hanging around.
Got them all in their spots they want to be. All the places they can get information, take their fights.
And well, aBeZy, he was just a demon. I mean, towards the middle of the map, we talked about some Slasher Simp plays, but it's aBeZy with 13 in the round to lead the way.
He might have hit 2 bullets in the double headshots. We saw like Simp's POV as he was peppering them too, but the crossfire of the tiny tears, not something to be messed with. The 5 in a row now. We'll see if this can continue for aBeZy. What a start it has been.
He's doing it a different way, right? Like with this tact, he's running that 3rd AR. Keeping Simp on that Vazev. They're just gonna work into A. Mack just roaming around the middle of the map. And here comes the retake opportunity for Seattle Surge. They're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Cellium just trying to find a kill or 2. He does spawn his teammates very close, so they can just go if they want to. But it looks like they're gonna readjust Simp. He's just trying to work over towards B.
Well, you were talking about DJ. I think it's like I think he knows in this title he's got to play a little sneakier. He has to be more change of pace. Whereas I think when the confidence, when they were on top all the time, he is held forward. Like his left stick's just breaking.
Yeah,
that's just all he
play style wise, that fits a lot more of Simp, right? And just sort of being that lurker role, lurking slayer. That's what you want your sub player to do.
Yeah.
As well, he's going to flank all the way through on a long route to help his teammate get on A.
Daddy up for Simp. Trying to get these sound cues on the push.
Red's worked in.
He's worked right out of it too. His Slasher puts him to sleep. Oh my God, they come through though. Headshot for Simp. Mack with a double. Maybe a triple if he got the first one. Yeah, he gets on a 3 streak. Does this give them a chance? 20 seconds to go. Can they hold it here with that break? Right now, second's not gonna drop.
But already, I mean, you only have 10 lives left. If you are Atlanta FaZe, you're gonna try to get A. But I think this is the difference of like high level of control right now. When we were casting early in the weekend, it was just all offense. It felt like no one could get a defensive stop.
It just felt sloppier at times, like just kind of, it would get messy because it gets so chaotic. Yeah, it's been a lot more control. Teams playing together well.
Still a minute to work with, but only going to come down to a couple of pushes for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, the lives, like the time, the lives, like you're not in a good spot. This has been terrific defense from Surge.
Yeah, while this push is going on, pay attention to the minimap. Watch number 3. If aBeZy can find a kill or 2, he will not. Then maybe that round really opens up, but they're relying on him. Because to get out onto the point, now need to win that gunfight.
With that gunfight win, does that start to shift some heads? aBeZy starting to work back to the position. He just drops. Looks like he's going to cut it more towards mid-map. As Simp soars out, he drops. aBeZy does get 1. Starts to work into bedroom. 17 and 9 on the map. 20 seconds to go. 7 lives remaining for FaZe. It just takes a moment. It just takes a break. But you're running out of those moments as 2 got sent back to spawn. But the 2 left up the tiny tears. They get a kill in each. Mack able to rack back and get the kill. Now to Simp's POV. You got 3-4 people looking at you. No opening gonna be there. 3 seconds to go. Nobody to the point. Fantastic defense there from Surge. And I mean, it starts from the opening of the round.
Yeah, they just never really give up A. And I mean, they retake it very cleanly. Just 3 dead, 3-4 dead for Atlanta FaZe, and they're off spawn. Surge right in their face. Just staying alive when they need to, readjusting, repositioning. Pretty much what we saw from FaZe. Just getting to their spots, making those plays happen. I think you have a 1-tick advantage for Surge. I think they got 1 onto B in the last round. We'll see if FaZe can
I'm glad you remember because I couldn't.
Can hold on again. That sounds about right.
Yeah. The 1A over here leads Slasher. This is a spot he was winning all those 1v1s defensively last time, and he continues to do it. 2 now for Slasher. Mack pushing up. Surely he's finally going to drop back, able to get the kill, but now an opening for aBeZy to surge on through. A fight gonna go down in bedroom on the other side of it. Believe that was Cellium tracking down accuracy, maybe looking for an opening on the B side. That won't happen, and now it opens up a pinch opportunity for FaZe as they're starting to swarm around these white arrows.
And that's actually a huge win from Simp on to Simp, because I mean, Simp's basically locking them in, lurking inside of kitchen. But Simp, he's gonna find that kill that gives them the close spawn so they can get onto the point. Both teams just fighting for control. You do have one player working over towards B. There's gonna be another inaccuracy. But it's kind of just a fight on two sides of the map right now, and Atlanta FaZe are winning them all.
Yeah, it's a bit of a split spawn. You had like the two players still towards A. I think the other two for Surge spawned up bottom towards B. And yeah, you win both fronts if you are Atlanta FaZe. And this is probably the most consistently we've seen such a life differential, like just in the battle for the first point for both teams when they've been defensively. This has been terrific.
No, it's great defense. Honestly, again, just
defense wins championships, yo.
With the trend that we've seen, at least that you and I have casted.
Yeah. It's just been like a wild offensive wins for a lot of it. The comms are there, he's prum. Slasher hits it. 5 in a row for him. 6, nearly 7 if he gets another bullet off. Not a lot of time to go now. 25 seconds on the clock, and Surge have got to get the point. They still need another bit of progress. With that gunfight win, that might be able to do it, because the only one close will be Slasher. Now, can FaZe lock them in again like they did successfully last time? Or do you stop them from getting to those positions? Slasher, I thought, got away from that for a second, but they'll track him down. A done, minute added on, but just a minute 15 to work with, and the live's a big deal. You only got 9.
Yeah, similar to what we saw last round. Surge is going to have 1, maybe 2 goes at this.
It's like identical, it feels like.
No, yeah, it sure is. You still have Cell bedroom side, but the rest of the team of Seattle Surge, they're able to get pushed on up. You have 3 players off at spawn. Maybe a chance here. Accuracy. Sebastian! Accuracy doesn't need the AR. That's going to be 3 dead. They can stack the point. Cell, he's going to have to make a play. Can he find anything? All of Atlanta FaZe is going to try to retake through middle of the map. It's going to be a precision from aBeZy onto the point. What does that do? It's going to at least stall it for now. And well, the streak's going to come in, and it might be the hope that saves this round for FaZe.
I'll tell you what, that's why B can be tough to hold. Moments like that, one individual moment, your team gets peace. And that was only like accuracy's 7th or 8th kill. I mean, he just
not over yet.
Turned up in that
He's
moment.
doing it again.
Accuracy going nuts in this round. 5 in a row. Still tucked away in a pocket. Slasher trying to dip, dive, dance. Not able to do it. Surge are in, and that's the offensive round win. Woo, all that defense, but it's just a moment, and it's Lamar. Accuracy, the hero of the team. I think he just said, I don't know, bro.
I have no idea. He finds it fast. He's like, oh, this is what some players are playing with, bro. This is nuts. Add it to the list, you know what I mean? All right, but accuracy. And he stayed alive that entire time.
Yeah.
Right, he held that bar position, waited for the streak, and then gets right back onto the point, finds another double.
Joe, aBeZy's on 25. That triple got, I think, Lamar to 7. But he wasn't super involved until that point, but it just takes a moment in control. And what a special one it was. You're now up 2-1 if you are Surge.
Not the guy we expect to do that, right?
No. I was like, who's this with the sub? All right. Mack, not an easy fight as Cellium holds the heavy. Now it's Pred's turn. Behind the cover to try and get damage in. Simp hit down to 5 HP. Is the nade true? He's able to finesse away from that and get back behind the cover of the desk. Teammates there for help. Hey, slowly working forward. FaZe, you got to take this round. You're going to get to round 5, and then I imagine defense for Surge, right? With that advantage early on.
I mean, finally, you have like an offensive break that kind of goes the way of the attacking team, where you have some map control. You can already see Slasher in the defensive spawn.
Lamar's still vibing on that 5 streak.
Simp, though, he was able to find that. Pred with another one, but A will be done so. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to work with. Lives in favor of the attacking team.
That's a big fight, because the precision you saw it had.
Here we go, too.
Oh, they lost it, but it had an impact. Close to getting it if you are accuracy. But yeah, with the 2 dead, I think not going to be a big deal, because Pred answers with 2 almost instantly, so it kind of slows it down. Cellium can't get down in time, so the trade is there, and it is efficient. Accuracy, peekaboo, here I am, hitting shots.
And I think Simp just hit some horrible timing middle of the map. He's watching that middle. And well, as soon as he gives it up to go to bar to help his teammate out, I think Pred just runs right through that door, finds that kill, so that slows everything down. You can already see Pred's position.
So Simp was like in that spot that we saw Slasher win all those key one-on-ones. Slasher spawning up for the other side, able to win that fight, at least get the opening to the top side of the map, but then you lose 2 teammates, 3 teammates. Slasher falls in the mix of that, so I thought maybe an opening. Slasher's been winning a lot of one-on-ones, but not gonna be enough there.
And again, Pride just awesome on finding those two kills. Now all the map control over to Seattle Surge. Nice little bait and switch though. And now he's got attacked. Are we gonna see the opposite from Simp?
Saying Pred gets a second. How massive will that be? But as Pred drops the point, now you get in. You stop the clock with just over a minute to go. 13-12. And the lives advantage to Surge. Simp just tucked behind the block. Now who's going to come up with the big kills? It's Accuracy and Mack that are able to locate him outside of the point. Lone point man right now is going to be Slasher for FaZe, waiting for the troops to rally in and fanning out across the map. It's going to be Surge, Pred leading the way. Keep an eye on that number 8.
That you had bedroom control, but you didn't know where Accuracy was. And while he was towards this lower tunnel side, he was able to find that 1 kill onto the point, slowed everything down. And well, aBeZy's like, hello, peeking, but that was like a horror film.
Scared the hell out of me. What was that?
Simp and aBeZy, they both get across. A chance here. 8 versus 7 in lives for both teams.
Cruise missile gets 1.
Trying to rotate it, but there's nobody on the point right now, so everything's gonna slow down. This is almost like a search round.
Oh my
both
God.
teams just wallbanging each other right now. The nades in, Pred somehow staying up.
20 seconds to go.
5v5.
Pred do what he can. Mack through with the big play at the end. That'll be 3 in a row. No respawns for either side. Accuracy with a big win. Under 10 to go. Off to the races of the 2 remaining players. Good luck. Not sure you got the time to do it. Gonna get caught. Gonna get dropped. Surge with the control win. It looks so good that Mack's just like, hey.
Just that timing, middle of the map. We saw it a couple of times throughout that round where they pop out towards couches. Get that flank.
aBeZy actually made me skip like a heartbeat, dude. He came around the corner.
But obviously, it all comes down to that round number 3. It felt like Surge were out of it. The defense was so strong, but it's accuracy. The Iceman with a 5-kill spree that really opened up the B point.
I mean, he has 14 total. Yeah, the 5 in that
He's got
round.
30 engagements. On the other side, yeah, I mean, on your team, you have people close to 60.
Yeah, I mean, that's the type of player he is, 100%. But like in those moments where he needs to be clutch, I think his face said it all, dude. You just saw him look at the team like, I don't know, man. Like, I just hit it. It worked out. But what a spree that was from Accuracy, and moments like that are why he is on this roster. And now you regain control of this series. You've taken both respawns now. And I guess I'm thinking, how the map 2 went. Let's close this out in the hard point.
Well, I mean, this is just these moments is what played FaZe last year, right? It was just these rounds they let go through, allows you to extend the map. Even in that last round, yeah, the Mack play, it was just these small moments allowing teams to clutch up. And I think those built up over time more and more often, then they get frustrated. And it's like, man, how the hell did we lose that series? But you gotta give props to the Surge players to make it happen.
It just makes you think we used to finish watching the World Cup. It's so fun. This final's not a good example, but like, you know those games where it's like, we got 80% possession, all these shots on goal, but it takes 1 moment, and suddenly it flips on its head. And like, same thing can be true here. Like, you feel so good, and then it's just like, next thing you know, you're looking around at your teammates like, what the f just happened? Like, what happened?
There it was, that 3 kills. You had the streak come in, but he stayed alive. He avoided it. This was that round, gave them the edge in the map. Found the 2 as they lined up. And then to close the game out, it was Mack, who's having a fantastic series in the respawns.
Yeah, when I was just looking at the minimap at first, I was like, thinking like, FaZe got this, we're going round 5. I mean, that seemed to be how it was developing, and then suddenly we switched POVs. I'm like, oh, never mind, Mack's behind 2 players, and just seals the deal. The timing works out for him there, the clutch moments from Accuracy, and that is where we stand currently. We'll look through the maps and modes for this best of 5. Surge fans getting pumped, map 4 getting ready to go, and listen, I know Search and Destroy can be very map dependent. If this goes to map 5, Surge, obviously you have the chance to win it, but I'm just thinking, yeah, if you're gonna win this, get it done. Win
I don't know if it's map dependent right now. I mean, dude, they are.
With the way FaZe are playing, you're saying? Yeah, they've been pretty unbelievable.
As you said, I think I'd much rather just get this done here if I was a Surge fan.
1000%, and I mean, those, just looking back to last year, no different title, but in that World Championship, like those hard points were insane between these two teams. And those closing moments, those little moments, as you were saying, like that against a team like Surge is where FaZe would struggle.
Just feel like they always happen. They always happen. They always happen, especially in respawns.
And for at least some of the FaZe matches we watch, like the hard point, they're kind of putting people away early, big lead, just kind of stomp out that light. Surge is one of those teams that just doesn't go away, man.
They never go away.
Just doesn't go away.
Someone always steps up. And maybe not the guy you thought was going to do it in that round, but it was accuracy. And now, I mean, the pressure kind of on Atlanta FaZe, right? Perfect until Championship Sunday.
Okay, so I guess kind of my question for you now, maybe not for Slasher so much, but for the other three, you're thinking like, not again. Like, is this going to be maybe another second again, a third? Like, are we going to fall short? Like, that's starting to creep into your mind a little bit? Just because of last year, I would never think so, but like
I've never gone through it. I don't know. I've never been to that.
Has anybody? I mean, I know there was a time where like I think like Cap, Slack come to mind, like when they had a ton of second places because you're dealing with some of those dynasties, but like no one's had a year where it's just like all seconds. Like it's gotta be in your brain a bit, man. It has to be.
You would think so, but they're not out of this yet. Can FaZe win a respawn? We're going to Fortress. I guess a good thing is like you had aBeZy really pop off in that game. You had Simp moments. Just those critical, crucial moments. Can you not allow Surge to win them?
It's a wild game, man. Variety of game modes. Some longer than others, but it usually just comes down to those few moments in the beautiful game. It's all kills for Surge, at least early on. With Fortress, it could be something. It can be a very frustrating map, very rewarding map, depending on what side of it you are.
But already a great start from Surge. I mean, they get out. I mean, Pred, he's able to win a couple of gunfights, but he takes that long route. Takes that long route. That gives them spawns. 4 P2, and now you are trapped.
Dude. It's not moving, just headshots.
You are trapped now. As you can see, Atlanta FaZe has to deal with this, but they are in the blender right now as Pred and Mack, the two-man game.
All right, it's like a FaZe smoothie. Yeah, they are getting mixed up great. Just fried everywhere. Cannot find any opening whatsoever. And Simp. Just a triple on the kill feed. 4 in a row for Pred. The other young superstar. Finally, you get
finally
a kill.
Gunfight win.
Yeah.
But that's all you get, just one.
I mean, you got 3 kills of your FaZe? I have no idea. It's not many.
It's
this
not
is
a lot.
just continuing to put them in the dirt. Surge, come out swinging. You got 4. You have 4 now, 5 kills. I was like waiting to see the stats because it seemed horrific.
And I think they just kind of had to give up the rest of this time. Maybe you send a couple through the doors, but you kind of know it's rotating to P3. You see Cell's just stopping. They need to respond at P3. This has to be a full 60.
Dude.
Or this team's already getting a little bit crazy. You have this streak now on the Mack. Maybe you can use that precision to open this up.
Cell, Simp, and aBeZy are 2 and 16. What in the world is this opening?
They're gonna call it.
7 in a row. Does he find any more? Trophy ripped out of the point. Could be crucial and gets a kill. That'll be 8 in a row. Finally, it's going to drop. As aBeZy chains together some kills, that's the most red I've seen in the kill feed since the start of this map. Finally, some points for him. And that's what I was talking about. The trophy got ripped by the precision. You saw like aBeZy couldn't do anything deep, even though he had attack. He was just stunned, naded, nothing he could do.
And this is already just such a good job, just keeping them off of it through the front door. You were hoping for 50 to 60 points, but the first 10, I mean, just because of the streak, you had to deal with that, and then you have to cross on back. They're ready for you to cross.
I think just the no trophy, like you just get hit by everything, whether you're trying to get back or holding in the point.
And just like that, guess what? We are stuck on this side of the map again, as you're gonna have Sim inside of the hill. Pred, he's inside of top maps. Does he take it down? But now, the next wave of Surge players is gonna be accuracy and Mack trying to lock him in.
They're locked in the middle right. That is just delicious. Drop shot from Mack. Just erases Slasher from the map. Lead 60 and growing. Simp 5-2. Done growing. But back to aBeZy we go. Again, you get a little bit of red fat kill feed, but you just need some work around the objective. Just outclassed and outgunned from the onset of this game. aBeZy trying to be tucked in the corner. Not going to work out. Is it Surge just seem a little more comfortable in this particular map and mode for you?
I mean, so far, I mean, you would think this would be a great FaZe map, I'm sure, but obviously when you put in a trap like that, it's just how can you bounce back from it? Mack has not slowed down.
He hasn't missed a bullet.
He is 16 and 6. It just feels like this guy, I don't know what it is, gets into these forms.
I don't think he's missed.
Destroys everybody.
What is he doing? He's just not missing. I mean, from the opening gunfights you saw were just straight headshots. The centering was perfect. You can tell my man was dialed in. 18 and 6, 4 in a row for Mack. Atlanta FaZe are getting choke slammed. Thus far, lead approaching 100 right now. Unbelievable stuff. You got to be fired up right now if you're Surge. If you're a Surge fan, to a listen in. We go with Seattle Surge.
Bottom map, easy. He's playing his life on the stairs. He's playing his life on the stairs, okay?
Add the left. There's nothing you want on the left.
Nice.
He's using maps. I still want using maps. Bench dead. That was He's dead.
I have your big arch.
Dead. Bottom maps.
I have big arch.
Get the right. We're missing one. Bottom maps.
Big arch, one shot. Okay. Big arch, one bullet. You have left or what?
I don't see a big arch. Get Tom on spawn, Mack. I heard you.
Bottom maps, dead. I have your big arch.
Bottom maps. Bottom maps. Fuck. Two maps. He's already out.
One shot on you. On the truck. Two on the truck. One more on the truck. Weak. Nice. One more gate. Nice. Last guy, I'm going top.
I'm holding top maps. Get the left.
Yeah, those comps are absolutely terrific, and you see the gunny talent comps on full display from Surge. But how do FaZe sound? They've been getting bodied. They gotta try to bring it back. So listen as we go with Atlanta FaZe.
He went high. I'm dead. Nice. One more in the truck. He's in the truck. Nice. More hitting bottom mark to mid now. We can top over. And top over. I'm helping here. I'm trying to get out bottom maps. Alright, right. I don't see where do you go? And top maps. And top bar. Jumping out of the window. On team right. Window. Lamar's top window. Yeah, Lamar's top. Heard you. Open corner. Nice shit, Chris. He's name top boat. Name top boat. I bottom right, guys. Nice shit. I bottom right. They give me top boat again. We can turn the fuck up right now. No bullshit. One top. Let's go. I'm in the back right now. Nothing deep back. Nothing close right. Yeah, they're gonna be front time. I'm trying to stun it. Wait, back. Close to me, dead. Nice. One shot now. Hey, someone top boat back. Good job. Hold right.
The one thing I took away, maybe a little panic at the beginning of it, but once they got 4 down, it was Simp's line. We can turn right now. Let's do it. Can they, though? This is a tough lead to get back from.
I mean, yeah, it would be something sensational to see. I mean, they're going to get 30 seconds here, but you're going to need a break at this P3. You obviously don't have a streak. There's just no way in hell you have one. Fred is still finding multiple kills, and I think that's what they have to just try to slow down. But I don't know if you're going to be able to. It just feels like everyone on Surge is on point right now, play at such a high level. But here we go. Maybe a chance, maybe an opportunity. And Surge going to try to hold that line.
This is the moment. If you're gonna do this, if you're FaZe, you have to pull off something absurd to get through it. They're just getting tagged up through the walls, not finding openings. The chow's gonna go out. aBeZy's gonna be the first. Cellium Slasher able to win 2. Simp's gotta get that kill, and he's gotta get it. He gets both. Simp able to take out 2. Simp able to 1-1 on the other side of it. Now you've got in, you've gotten spawns. aBeZy pops up and goes nuts, and all right, you needed a break and you got it.
No, right here, though, this is that play. Okay, Simp, though, his Simp is starting to go off. He wins that one-on-one, as you said. Lurks through stable sides when all the pressure was on him, but he's got to deal with the final boss, Mack. Trying to win that gunfight so you're still alive. The problem is you're down, what 130, 140
that
points?
Was step 1. We're doing baby steps here, Joe.
Yeah, baby steps.
And that wasn't a tiny joke for FaZe. That just baby steps, Joe.
I feel that, yeah.
Right now.
A huge break there. Now it's just, can they keep this messy? Can they keep it going now? Maybe some momentum on the FaZe side.
Will it be too little too late? Could one of the greatest teams of all time do something spectacular? But there's the 200-point mark hit now for Surge. They've been so good with these leads, just getting a little bit of time here, a little bit of time, and putting people away. Contested inside for a moment. Dipping out is Mack, who's down to 27 HP, is trying to get back to full. Solid Slasher through on the feed, into the point, the trophy down, go Atlanta FaZe. 30 seconds to go, and you're finding time, you're bringing it back, but still it just seems so much work to do. But aBeZy and Simp, they line them all up, pred the next one, but the snap is there from Slasher. And you have done a great job over the last 3 minutes. These last 3 hard points, you've done enough. It's now a 50-point game. You were down, what, 130?
Yeah, 130 points. Right, trying to make the play to find that scrap time. And even early on in that hill, when you had the rotation, it's not like, they broke and instantly got on it. They were just making sure Surge wasn't on the hill. They were finding that player on the objective. Maybe a chance here, though. Accuracy starting to get it going, but it's Cellium who's able to find the double through that closed door.
Oh, my God.
FaZe now within 50, now within striking distance. These two teams have had such epic battles in hardpoint. The last couple of years, we might be seeing another one.
Now you're wondering where is the pressure shifted. You're still feeling it if you're FaZe, because you lose if you lose this map. But when you're up that big, you think maybe you're starting to feel it if you're Surge or not. They push on through. Mack wins another. Gunny's still hot. Simp, other side of it, will drop. Surge, though, still in the point. 30 points now for the win. Every one of these seconds so big. That little break there could end up being the difference.
And I think you gotta try to put some pressure on this, but you see what FaZe is trying to do. They're basically giving this up, trying to get them out. They do not want to be trapped. That's what Slasher is able to do. He's up to 28.
I think you have to.
And you're just fighting for middle of the map. 16 more seconds, and Surge is into our final.
They get a full hold here, and you're good. Now watch the flank. It's Slasher that's looking for the opening. That's gonna be number 5, a chance to work towards streaks.
Can Simp make the play? Can Simp make the play? He's trying to get behind enemy lines. He's able to find one. Simp now trying to stay alive, trying to do what he can. He knows the pressure is on FaZe to hunt him down. He's trying to get angles on the hill, and he does. Simp, maybe with some late game heroes. There's the spawns. Everyone fighting for map control. Simp again, almost able to win it, but the MVP.
That is a massive win from Cell. Knocked down to 9 HP, but able to take it into the point, the battle. aBeZy gets the help, trying to back up the truck. I don't know the hipfire bullet hit or what sort of witchcraft that was, but they're still bringing it back. Down 130 and still alive.
Rotation!
FaZe, a chance to win this one as well. It's Methodz here though.
All dead!
Into the point go FaZe. The trophy's gonna fall, but they'll clear the trophy on their own. 220, 234. They're getting to fight the
Accuracy got a spawn. Accuracy got a good spawn. Slasher read it. Slasher read the good spawn. Cellium locking them in. 20 more seconds.
You gotta be kidding me. From the depths, go Atlanta FaZe now in the lead. Slasher still cruising, still in the point, chopping them down. But is it going to be enough?
Last player.
Contest is still here. There's the kill.
Accuracy's the last one. He's got to go. Easy.
Get it.
Oh my God. Atlanta FaZe with an unbelievable comeback.
I think I lost my voice just during that one. Wow!
Now you got to rebound back from that if you are Surge.
We are going to see many comebacks like that the entire year, and what it comes down to, a lot of plays, but it's what Simp said in that listen-in. We got to turn the fuck up right now. We can do it, and they do in unbelievable fashion. He gasses the boys, and what a comeback it was. Unreal.
Woo! But it's Slasher the entire time, keeping them alive. And I don't know if we can go back and see it, but as soon as that P2 pops, Accuracy spawns behind them, and I thought, uh-oh, it's done. But Slasher somehow knew that that could happen, and he's able to win the one-on-one, make sure that Surge keeps them trapped. You see it right there towards the end. Slasher kills Accuracy. And now you can see they have spawns. All the pressure is on Surge to get through. The gunfights go the way of FaZe.
I mean,
I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
I feel like I'm watching the World Cup final all over again. Like, yeah, Argentina up 2-0.
hill after
You think
hill,
it's done? It's in this
staying
crazy
alive.
plays. Oh my God, back and forth we go. And that's just one of those things, like, I don't know if there are many teams at that moment that are actually, like, I think when Simp said it, it wasn't just one of those things you try to say as a leader where it's like, hey, we can do it. He legit was like,
This is where we turn around. This is that
hit our gear.
moment.
This is the moment. And he was absolutely right. What a ridiculous comeback it was. You just grabbed the jugular of Seattle Surge, ripped it straight out. But now you got a moment, a breath. You chat with your coaches. You look forward to the S&D. As somehow these series between these two teams, we said it multiple times before, the hard points are magic, and it's another classic in the books. Woo!
I gotta regain.
Yeah, no, I like literally felt my voice going at the end of that. Like,
Yes.
I was just screaming for so long. I was like, we haven't been casting in a while. We're not doing it fully.
It's dry in here, dude.
Yeah, a little dry. We're turning up for the first time. I'm screaming way more than I normally am, and that was something special. That was fun.
135.
Is what it was?
43 to 178, and then they're able to win it 250 to 234. Hill after hill just gave themselves a chance, and then just even the plays, the comms to at P5, you know what? Give up the 10 to 15 seconds. We just have to hold P1 and transition it to P2, and they do that. That is not easy. Some teams, some players, they might freak out, try to win a gunfight on that final hill, and they ignore it.
Well, everybody grab some water, an inhaler, go for a walk, just get a deep breath. We're not done yet. Map 5, up next. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from one of the more ridiculous hard points you are ever going to see. A truly memorable moment, an all-time classic, and one of the better comebacks just ever.
Literally ever. I don't even know what comes close to that. I'm sure there's something.
135 in a hard point is just wild.
And on a map like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you talk a lot about like the full sail and stuff that's done in Search and Destroy, but usually you're down like that in a hard point, it's done. Because typically what will happen, like, the team in the lead will like let off the gas a little bit and like the comeback happens, but it's too much. It's just too much to come back from. But somehow they did it, and now aBeZy for the map 5. One more map for a date in the grand final. Loser, more work to do.
This is that adjustment, right, with the vetoes that comes in. So you're gonna see aBeZy for this match instead of Hotel. Now we've seen Surge on this. I think it was versus Thieves, and they just let so many openings through the middle of the map happen, and aBeZy, you think he's feeling good after that. He's like, just get me into the game. He runs right down the right side of the map, finds the first blood. It's Simp and aBeZy. We saw it in map 2. We're starting it off here in map 5 with those tiny terrors taking over.
You see how deep aBeZy's gotten so far. To the other side of the map, you get the information there if you're gonna drop your aBeZy, but that's fine. You got comms on 1. Still just wondering where Mack is lurking. It's able to hit. It's so awkward, but the stun hits. So Slasher looks like a snail. Now what she can do, Mack gets another one. Coming off an incredible comeback at the hard point. Maybe one here in the round 1. Simp peeks the edge. There's the headshot.
Mack has Eddie. I think he popped it. I think he popped Eddie as well.
Simp has it too. Simp has it too.
He's not going to use it though. He doesn't want to get caught with it in his hands. He's just going to play this. I love this play from Simp. This is what he does. A close round, and Simp shuts it down.
And I think it's a great play because, like, especially coming off that hard point, and you feel like you're throwing the first round, I think it's easy to get antsy in that position.
Well, that momentum would shift, right? Like, it's just sort of the conversation for Surge is like, we got this. Like, we're coming back.
I think there are a lot of players that might get a little bit antsy and not just lay prone there and play it as smart as he did. Like, now he gets the hardest play. It's just hard in the moment. And beautifully done.
And just how many times have we seen teams just caught with their, you know, the dead silence comes out, then the mantle comes in, and they just lose that gunfight. But it looks like a timeout comes in. So you saw Slasher FaZe talking to the ref. We'll try to figure it all out. But luckily, this is S&D, so it's just a 1-0, and we're going to hang out.
Yeah. We'll see what the deal is. Hopefully, it's something they can work out quickly, and we'll get right into the next round. But it's funny, I said that. At first I go, he is Daddy, because I just was forgetting about the sound. I was like, oh, perfect timing. You know, you're right, good call.
Well, the sound with how fast hands, just how slow it is to just pop it. Like, we've seen that time and time again.
Similar to like you get caught throwing a tactical or a lethal. Like you just, someone's pushing you, try to back them up. They just push through it and kill you. Like it's just those awkward moments. Simp does his best to avoid anything like that happening. And it's so big because of the map 4, that round. I mean, you pull that back in a 2v4 if you were Surge, especially when it's somebody like accuracy being involved in it, and you know what just a spark he can be and the clutch moments that he can provide. If you're able to pull that off, like, I don't know if momentum fully shifts. I don't know if anything fully shifts outside of a map win after that one. But
well, I guess it just sort of changes the mood. I think that changes the vibe a little bit if you are able to pull out that 2 versus 4.
That's just one of those like insane momentum type rounds. But Simp, he does get 3 in that one. And as soon as we're good on the main stage, we'll get back into it. But yeah, no, you nailed it. Thankfully, we're in Search, so we can just take a little pause here. A little timeout while they work on it. And I'm here and we're almost ready. So crowd, don't worry. We're getting right back into this one and hopefully a treat here in the map 5. Everyone, just a moment. If you didn't get a full regain during the commercial break, maybe you can work on it now. What was it? Was it Mack's mom that came up to us during the break? She goes, "You thought you guys were going through it?" I was like, I can't imagine. Cannot imagine.
Just a quick little refresher here. If you're just joining us, wanted to tune in for the map number 5 in our winners final. Surge in the respawns, taking care of business, but in the search and destroy. Well, the first 2 respawns, they took care of business. The last one, they did not. I mean, the search and destroy was all FaZe, and then 135-point comeback in that map number 4, Fortress Hardpoint.
Yeah, it went from handling business to absolute breakdown, I think is what you're just...
If you missed it, go back and watch it later.
Yeah.
I mean, just unbelievable.
I think what stands out too is like, there've been a lot of wild comebacks, but like, I don't know if I've seen like a start that hot where it then happens. Like the lead was 135, which is massive. But like at one point, I think I said like, the 3 like studs of this FaZe lineup for so long, and Simp, aBeZy, and Cell were like 2-17 or something like that at the gate. Like aBeZy started 0-8. Like they were literally, I think I said they were getting choke slammed. Like they were just getting annihilated, and then they weren't.
No. And on the other side, I mean, everybody was just popping. I mean, Mack was just in an unreal mode. That's what he has been doing this series. So hopefully he keep that going in this search and destroy.
No, he was just shooting
rockets.
Yeah, but like the centering just seemed to be locking on foreheads early on. Like just the number of headshots where he'd round an edge and be centered so well, instant headshots. Like he was super, super dialed in, and he was getting first bullets so often that he wasn't worrying about the flinch. He was just taking off faces, and it was so impressive. But I mean, the man of the match, like you said, Slasher was the one with some of the big reads, led the way in the kills department. Huge for FaZe. All right, I guess I lied to you guys. I thought we were getting ready to hop into it. We are going to be heading to a quick break while they resolve the technical issue on stage. Where we sit, it is 1-0 round count to FaZe in the map 5. It will just be a 2-minute break, then hopefully everything good to go. We'll get right back into it. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you on the other side of the break. We are back, here we go. Less than 2 minutes, we got into it quickly, ready to get the action going. Loading into our round 2, FaZe up 1-0, Simp. 3 kills to start us off. We'll see what he can add on to this. The guy's doing 360s.
Closing doors, man. Gotta make sure those are taken care of.
Important, Joe. Don't waste money on the AC bill. But Simp puts him to bed.
Maybe a bit of a heat check there for Simp, right? I mean, that stun jumps in, and they're just waiting for him, but a nice aggressive round from Seattle Surge. They find Simp, they find aBeZy. With those nades, just giving them the advantage. You had Simp, who was stunned, aBeZy, he was naded. We almost saw a 2 versus 4 in round number 1. Are we gonna see something similar again? Is Surge just trying to stop, slow down, just trying to play around this info?
Just try not to give up anything for free. Mack should hear him stomping around. Simp, maybe true on the other side. Mack did hear it. There you go. Great round from Surge. They don't lose anybody. Come out of the break firing. And yeah, maybe some over-aggression or some heat checks like you said on the FaZe side.
Yeah, I didn't think Simp was gonna jump. After getting stunned, I thought maybe just try to get away with his life, but he was trying to get inside that office, maybe hoping that door's not open, but.
Well, I mean, there's some players that he can probably just pounce on and win that fight, but Sib not missing too often. Someone said when I'm saying Sib and Simp and Sib. The creak of the door to the crunch of the grass. His accuracy, just playing deep.
We saw very early B aggression this time. One of the more standard rounds, Cellium with that first blood, bomb being planted at A. we normally see. No defensive players inside.
And this is where FaZe have been so good in Surge, post-plant. They've been unbelievable. They get the bomb down, they're not losing rounds.
They almost did round 1, but so far another 2 versus 4. Cellium and Slasher gonna shut it down with those tags. Cell, I think, finds that first blood on accuracy near that tower.
So if you're on the Surge side, like, you know you've been very poor in retake situations. FaZe have been so good in post-plant. What can you do on a map like this, maybe to I don't know, just try to not let them get bombed down?
Yeah, and it's tough, right? Because obviously based off, you know, sort of the adjustments off of round 1, it was early B aggression. Maybe they try to move someone who's inside of A to watch the cross to B so that doesn't happen again. But normally we see maybe a player inside of A. You know, you're probably relying on someone like Pred to just kind of make an individual play inside of that bomb site.
I mean, the fact is you're probably going to have to win some retakes if you're going to win a map. Like, not always, but you're probably going to have to win one.
Now, this is what we saw hurt them the other day. It was aBeZy just right on the outside alley. This is what LA Thieves was able to find. They found so many openings against this Surge team on this map, and that same problem comes in. Obviously, there's just so many different lanes to watch on this map, but bomb is planted, so you have a 3 versus 4. Mack, he's gonna be the guy inside the site. Hoping to at least find one. Maybe he can make some more magic happen. And well, there's the first. Simp trying to get there for the trade, but Simp is looking over him. This is exactly what you needed. You have Slasher with Denny Pop trying to maybe work the flank. But Pred was able to spot him, and there we go. They don't have the first blood. It doesn't matter, Surge. Tie things up.
The offenses have been good. These last 2, you're not losing anybody. Just so clean. Right now, it feels like a question of who can get a defensive stop, whether it's through kills before the plant, who can get a retake, because we're just going back and forth. And granted, the FaZe post plant's been a little sketchier. I thought Simp was going to have a trade there, like instantly. It looked like on the mini map.
Simp was looking over him. Yeah, that's just nice, nice little crossfire set up by Surge.
I was so focused on like just the trade. I'm like, where is he? Oh, he's dead.
And just for Mack to find that first blood, I mean, the timing opening that door. But yeah, Mack's going to be that guy. Inside of A, once again, aBeZy. We know what he's going to be looking for. Well, maybe a better stun.
Okay, well, first blood.
Okay, and then they get aggressive.
That behind the Denny, this could be how you win the defense. Don't even let them get this thing planted. Get the kills beforehand. Don't bring it to that. Mack with another. Cutting them apart is going to be back-to-back flawless rounds. It is Surge. No bomb plants on our watch in that one. They go up 3-2.
Yeah,
what did they change? Just aggression?
Simp gets that first blood, and then Pred just takes that risk. That's what we've kind of been seeing right outside of field. You take that locker's door, and you just take the chance, right? To just go right in between that offensive team. You know they're trying to work top bar, bottom bar, get into that A bomb site. It's what aBeZy did last round.
Sometimes like, with the way Denny works, it's not like superpowers like we've had in the past, but like, you know, back in Infinite Warfare, it was like, who got the better camo use? Who got this? Like, with the way Denny works, sometimes who gets more value out of their Denny play? Like, do you get anything from it? And that's usually when you can get a little more aggressive.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of times those lanes are open.
That's how playing Pred, no Denny coming in, because he used it. That's how you get the play done. I guess it kind of is a superpower at this point. You're a Nightcrawler, so I don't know.
It's in the shoes, dude.
Yeah.
It's looking like a B hit here for Surge. You see, have a couple of players rotate on over. Cellium just trying to get info on by this tent. Age just gonna be a little bit short as he repositions. Really, you have Civ and Pred just making sure there's nothing on the flank. Working that way, maybe a rat back bomb, but it's aBeZy just trying to go hunting, trying to find the info to let his team know. Maybe they're wrapped it back, but it's gonna be all on Cell to hold down B, and well, it's gonna be on Simp to hold on A.
What a win this would be for Surge.
What a turnaround already.
After a map 4, if you come out and win this map 5, a thing of heroics, and they're inching closer. Did they lose anyone in that round?
They've given up 1 kill in the last 3 rounds.
There's 1, okay.
1 kill.
I'd say it has not been many. And I was just talking about, like, what do you get out of Denny, right? Craig gets the first blood to open the previous round. aBeZy tries to make a play behind his dead silence. Sib's holding, gets nothing. 4 in a row for Simp, 5 for Pred, 3 for Mack. Handling business. This is a massive round now for FaZe. You need one.
Just the mental battles on both sides. I mean, for FaZe to get back into it, then Surge just fighting their way right back. All the pressure now on FaZe, but aBeZy ready for the aggression. This is going to be a fast round.
They wanted to play behind the aggression. Did not work this time.
And we really haven't seen that, right? Just, you know, you make a call, you go for a risk, you're hoping it pays off. But FaZe, they slowed things down a little bit, and they just kind of waited.
And like, even though you lose that round, if you're Surge, do you like feel okay about it in just the sense of like, we gave him a different look, we'll keep him guessing a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Not every dart you throw is gonna work, but keep them thinking about it.
I mean, it feels like whoever's making those play calls, right, the last 3 rounds before that one, it's been working. Maybe they have something out.
Keep believing in it, yeah.
Someone's in the shops, yo, dude, let's 3-hit mid. Like, all right, sure.
And I firmly believe, yeah, sometimes those rounds don't work like that. Like, you still like, if you're aBeZy, like, I do that again. Are you gonna wait for this push to come through? Maybe you play something a little bit slower. Slasher's gonna get dropped first.
Well, it's a 2-man.
Daddy pop from aBeZy. Does he get more use out of it this time around?
When I like this, they find the first blood again. It's just slowing down the timing.
Oh my God!
Goes his way,
Resets
Mack.
steady. Resets steady.
Oh, really low,
Please! Somehow the kill, Simp! Drop. Trade should be there for Simp. Not gonna be there. He's able to get out. 2 versus 2 now. 50 seconds on the clock. Trying to hunt it down behind the dumpster. And playing his life is Pred. Cell can't get the trade. Pred, a man possessed, able to get away. The re-peek and chow kills him. I love the pre-fire on the Chubby's not there. 1 versus 1 now. The Iceman versus the nerdiest player ever. 1v1. They live for this.
Maybe the comms off there a little bit from Seattle Surge. I mean, Pred is thinking, let's double chow this, and I don't know, maybe accuracy's comms a little bit different. But bomb gonna go down. He does not have Daddy.
The bomb play gets him a bit closer, but I mean, it might come into play.
That's the info. That's the info for Cell. Now he's gonna go hunt. It's just a question of what kind of timing does he get on this reach out.
30 to go.
A lot of time to work with for Cellium. Just gonna throw a shoulder. Gonna throw that shoulder, and he knows the pressure is on Cellium to have to make the play. Cellium!
Oh my God! He hops it, gets off it, the pressure on accuracy to check, and puts him to sleep with the gunny.
And I mean, listen, Cell's been on this stage a lot of the times in situations like that, right? All of Atlanta FaZe, and I know what they're thinking. They're hoping that there's not gonna be a peep from anyone. But if he sticks that defuse, it's just a little different, but accuracy has to check it. And he's ready for that reposition.
Yeah, and like, in a 1v1 like this, it's like you have a lot of pros on either side of it. Like, accuracy's won so many of these, but if you told me it's going to a straight up one-on-one fight, Cell. Every time in that fight. 4-4. It has been a game of swings and emotion. And we continue.
And again, they slow things down, just making sure. It really feels like FaZe is not allowing those early Deddy plays or early routes to have an effect in their offense. The first 30 seconds, you kind of see it's Mack and Pred inside of A. That sort of two-man game setup. That's what they have the bunk beds for. Just hanging out.
We should have bunk beds. We really should.
There's more room for activities.
Yeah. You see this setup as they wait. Push not going to be there, so now they're going to wrap out. Deddy up for Pred. Some tags in for Simp.
And you know Pred wants to go. I was going to say nice Pred wants to go, you would think, you would assume. Wants to find the first blood, catch that Simp. Resets the Deddy as well with that kill. Now still going hunting. I think, a team kill from Cell. aBeZy's trying to get the trade, and all of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 3 for Slasher.
What was that, Clown Fiesta?
Those ladders, they get you.
Yeah, like I think at one point, Simp was trying to run away and just got caught on the ladder, or maybe he was thinking ladder first. You know when you're like running and you just get on the ladder in an accident?
Well, you just kind of, well, a lot of times you just jump, right? You jump in that corner and it just puts you on it.
Yeah, it just puts you on. Like, I don't want to be on the ladder right now.
One more round for Surge, and they will be in the final. On the other side for FaZe, they gotta win 2.
Listen, Call of Duty gods above. After that map 4, everyone in attendance deserves a round 11. Will we get there? Or does Surge close it out here?
Well, Surge, it looks like they're gonna go around. We'll see. It's gonna be on Slasher. Slasher finds a timing. That's gonna be the first blood. But look, everybody looking his way now. He has to try to play his life. He gets focused down. So we're quickly into a 3-on-3. Well, Simp,
no!
he's so
out! Can't get out, Simp! Finishes it! 2 versus 3 now. Daddy available for Simp?
And how many times have we seen a player in this spot? It just feels like you know someone's gonna be there. Where Pred is looking for Cellium. Simp though, he's gonna pop Daddy.
So quiet, I can hear the birds.
There we go, Simpson, he take it down, they find him. All down to Cell.
He had a 1v1 clutch, could he pull off a 1 versus 3? Plank going down A, no Daddy to work with. Maybe no hope, steps to his left, steps in the front, people all over, 40 seconds to go. He plays it beautifully though, first one, wins it.
Still some time to work with. He's gonna try to reposition. He's gonna hear that player day spot. Sim, he does! He does it!
So we saw him, but he drops! And Surge survive, they answer the call! And they take the series! And hearts were pumping in that one! Woo!
And Sim with 12 in a game 5 against Atlanta FaZe, who has not lost a search and destroy at this major. It's the superstars. And Sim and Pred who take over this game.
I thought Cell had that kill. We were going to 1v1.
I did too. It was close.
Once I realized, that was probably one where he didn't see him, and one of the teammates is like, close on, he's playing pro, like type thing. And he chows, gets gunned, can't take it. But I would have been a little nervous that Search fan, because Cell's had a lot of those crazy, like 1v3, 1v4s at times in the league. But man, a insane map 4 into a wild search and destroy.
I can't believe that series. And again, it's these two.
Yeah, it's like, we've talked a lot about like FaZe and Toronto series, but just based on like the second half of last year and now, like this is another one, man. And it's like, it's great too, because it's all about like these young gods on Surge up and coming, where I mean, that was Simp and aBeZy a few years back, trying to take the reins.
Well, Surge, they're gonna go to the final phase. They're still in this one. They're still alive, they're still in the tournament, but man, just a back and forth battle throughout that series. After the control, you had Surge just, again, make those plays, and then the 135-point comeback, that map number 4. And then just to bounce back from that, that is not easy to deal with, to regain from a situation. Unreal stuff out of Seattle Surge.
Truly remarkable stuff to bring it back, the discipline, the fire to win that map 5. I gotta hear from the team. Let's get on stage. We've got Pred.
Thank you so much, Merc and Maven. Riley, give it up for the Seattle Surge as they're our first team in the grand finals. Man, what a series this was. Let's dive right into it, because after that map number 3, man, you know, you see a clutch up round there from Lamar. Okay, we see some submachine gun action from him, but then we go into the hard point. Smooth sailing for you guys for a while. Looked like you guys were gonna walk away with this one in 3-1, but the comeback happened. 135-0. That, like, what was going through your heads heading into that map 5?
Honestly, man, now I know how it feels like. What they did to us that map, I was like, damn, that's how it feels to get comeback like that. I was like, they were just winning every gunfight, every timing, every rotation. I was like, holy, like, we can't do anything right now.
Yeah, they've had y'all number for a while. I want to say, like, last time y'all beat them was when you guys got your chip in Toronto back then. But let's talk about the S&D. Sibs drops 12 in that S&D. What was the mindset going into that one after a devastating loss? How did y'all regain?
Oh, well, we said, like, I honestly said, like, look, we've done this to teams all the time. We've done some crazy comebacks. We've won a tournament of comebacks. I said, we just got to regain. Like, they think that we're checked. We're not. We're good. We just got to win one more map. And if we win that map, nothing matters. So.
Y'all came back, all right? And now we don't know who you're gonna play yet, okay? But we're gonna find out soon. But while these fans watch the rest of the matches, what do you want them to know as you go into the grand finals?
I just want to say thanks to all the fans. Your guys' energy is honestly unmatched, man. The energy is what we play for and what we live for, so I appreciate everyone here that's always showing energy, man. Without you guys, this wouldn't be fun, man, so I appreciate you guys.
Hey, we appreciate you, Raleigh. That's gonna do it for us on the stage. Chris, break down this wild series.
Thank you so much, Blaze, and I love that I guess the whole crowd here is chanting MVP. They did very shortly. As soon as we started talking, they went silent, but Raleigh is jam-packed. We took a video during that Game 4 comeback, everyone on their feet. This series living up to the hype, and it's just match number 1 of the day here, Nameless. We could see this series all over again at the end of tonight.
We absolutely could. That was the best series we've had so far in Modern Warfare 2. These guys brought the heat, just cerebral gameplay. That Game 5, if you're just tuning in, go back and rewatch the mental warfare that these guys are having round in, round out. The comeback bucket, come on.
Now, aLLeY, I know you were talking about some of the stats before this series. You said, we just need accuracy to play average. I got your Scuff play of this series. This is from the great Lamar. Walk me through his 5K at the end of Control here.
It was above average, and it was when he picked up the Vaznev, and just like when they were casting over it, he was like, wow, you guys get to run around with this gun. He pops a 3-piece for this offensive win, hops into time, and continues on to go into a 5-spree amp.
Yeah, and that was the difference on this map. It was like, who was going to steal that offense? It was so tough. They're playing defense so well. And, you know, accuracy, really slow game to start it off through the first 2 rounds. He's sitting at 4 and 7, gets a round back. Usually you have to take your time there, but Atlanta FaZe, they give him the 2-piece. He rides it out onto the point, and they collapse so well. Just a great effort by him and the rest of the squad.
That was an epic finish to game number 3. That put Seattle up 2-1, and we went into a game number 4. We mentioned it. It was all surge, 178 to 43, and then this happened. It's our Hummer extraction mode. Let's take a look at the extract mode play of this series coming out of Atlanta FaZe. They were perfect over and over and over again, Ton.
I actually just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I think, you know, we were all sort of sitting there, yeah, okay, bringing it close. Yeah, this is it. RCL have closed it. But every single time, Atlanta FaZe would just find that odd kill here and there that was then giving them better positioning. We were talking about all the way through. Slasher, slasher, slasher.
Huge.
All the way through this play was absolutely final. And then aBeZy pops 3, 4, 5. I don't even know how many.
Five
to finish it
at the end.
Absurd.
Well, don't forget the Cellium 2-piece as well.
All by himself.
Simp gets through in the back, and Cellium has to find 2 kills. He gets it, and then aBeZy follows it up. It was perfect, man. You heard Brett talking about it. We felt like we couldn't move on the map.
And those were our respawns that set up the epic Game 5. What I took away, though, was what Pred said in the interview. They expected us to be turned. They expected us to be thrown off our game.
Yeah.
We weren't. They stayed calm, cool, and collected for the surge, and now they're playing for another title. We saw them do it last year at Toronto in Major number 3. Can they walk away with the trophy this time here in Raleigh, Ton?
Well, I mean, they've got as good a chance as anybody now. Beating FaZe is one of the big things you have to do to win tournaments quite often, and they've managed to do it again, and it is so typical. We said ourselves on the desk, we were all having the conversation after map number 4, it's chalked. I was like, it's done, FaZe have won this, but to come back out and win it relatively comfortably in S&D shows the mental on that CL side.
They got some strong mentals, and they'll be playing later tonight. Let's take a look at the schedule.